So for Boeing, this is a very important step because ramping up 737 MAX production has been their key target since the FAA capped production back in 2024. So they've been talking about raising production from 38 to 42 last fall. Now they're looking at raising to 47 this summer and then getting to 52. And so as Boeing ramps up production, they can sort of deliver more planes and generate more cash for themselves. And that's sort of key to paying down their huge debt and also generating free cash flow for the company. And so this is one of the key steps for the company as it looks to sort of transition from its last few years of crisis to sort of a more cash-generating, profitable enterprise.
Sid, Boeing has had so many victories since President Trump returned to the White House. This, completion with the FAA. You also mentioned in your story all of the orders that it's gotten from trade agreements. How much of this has to do with the fact that they have a favorable relationship with the administration?
So Boeing has increasingly Boeing famously gave President Trump a Salesman of the Decade, the Century Award, and they basically sort of said that he's been key to unlocking lots of agreements and lots of sales. And Boeing has sort of won, including last week when they went to China, when President Trump went to China, and Boeing won that 200 plane commitment. It is smaller than what analysts were expecting. I mean, analysts were expecting over 500 planes, but the CEO today talked about how that the 200 plane order is a key step towards getting those bigger plane orders because China's market is the world's second largest market and Boeing has been shut out of it for the last decade. And so this is a sort of key step towards unlocking that market and getting that back again.
Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg, he's speaking at a Bernstein Strategic Decision Conference in New York. He says he met with President Trump on the need to ramp up weapons output, calling the demand for weapons system, quote, through the roof. Talk to us about, because we don't talk about the military side, the defense side of Boeing. Talk to us about that business for them.
So Boeing has been focused on there's a number of pieces to it, including the F-15 jet, the F-47, which is the new generation fighter jet, the KC-46 tankers. And so Boeing has been sort of trying to move away from those fixed price contracts that they were sort of famous for to sort of more the bigger sort of contracts that are more sort of freewheeling and allowing them to sort of ramp up costs if the costs go up. The company is also sort of poised to gain from their replenishment of munitions and maintenance because of the war in Iran. So essentially, the longer the war goes on, the more munitions they will sort of stand to gain from, as well as the aircraft that are being deployed will have to go through maintenance cycles and other sort of overhauls, and that will also unlock some cash. So for Boeing, the defense business, the CEO today talked about low, basically single-digit margins and going back to those levels. And so that's, again, a key turnaround for that defense unit.
Boeing had been struggling with its reputation after a series of fatal crashes. Do you think that at this point, people have kind of moved on from this in terms of public perception? Have they done enough to mitigate that?
Obviously, Boeing still has to deal with the PR from those fatal crashes. At the same time, airlines have been ordering planes. Boeing's today talked about how the backlog for the commercial aircraft stretches well into the next decade. So airlines seem to have moved on from that. Airlines are ordering lots of Boeing planes and are looking to get those Boeing planes. And the FAA has given more authority to Boeing. And so that's a sign that the FAA trusts the company more. And we look to see if that sort of continues, if that momentum continues. Some crucial things we're looking out for is the certification of the smallest and the largest variants of the 737, so the MAX 7 and the MAX 10, which are still uncertified, they're long delayed. The company today talked about how we're in the final stages of certification of that jet, and we will see deliveries to customers next year. And that, again, is a key step towards unlocking those orders because the MAX 10 competes against the A321neo, which is basically Airbus's most profitable, best-selling plane.